Hi, friends. So, I'm sure you guys know I have been having a hard week, and I just wanted to share with you guys what was going on so it would make a little bit more sense. Also, this is a way for me to explore what I'm feeling, for me to also process my emotions, because I definitely want to feel all the things I'm feeling. I want to validate my emotions, I don't want to just brush it aside. But before we get started, I need to take one of my CBD gummies to just clear my mind. It's the yellow flavor, my favorite one. Okay, anyways. So what's happening is that we want to move to California, but Sahib has been traveling to Illinois every week, Monday through Friday, for his work. And so in my mind, it doesn't make sense for us to move to California if Sahib will be gone Monday through Friday. So what we decided to do is for Zahib to get a temporary apartment in Illinois and for us to move there, stay there for the next several months, while his work is super crazy busy. So basically stay there during the period that he needs to get a lot of work done. And then when things hopefully slow down in December, that's when we're gonna move to California. So that's the plan. So he packed all his clothing, shoes, important items, things that he knew I would sell if he left it here. He's so funny. He made sure to pack his big Bose sound system speaker in the car because he knew if he left it here, I was gonna post that shit on Facebook Marketplace and sell it. But anyway, so he moved and he has been scrambling this week to find a temporary apartment in Illinois. One that, of course, had to be pet friendly because they're part of the family. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking, are you guys taking the cats? Like, of course I'm taking the cats. They're literally part of our family. They are Marmalade Chaudhary and Plum Bum Chaudhary. They're like my babies. So, of course, they're coming with me. And then so he was like, oh yeah, by the way, these apartments charge like $600 for a pet fee. I'm like, yeah, so what? Go ahead, like pay it. They're coming regardless. But anyways, so Zahib has been busy doing that. Meanwhile, I'm in Michigan and I'm going crazy because I have to sell everything. Like, I don't want to take anything to Illinois or California. I just want to go with my clothing, 2 bags of luggages. That's it. So I literally need to sell everything. And for all my friends that, came over my house, you guys know I have a lot of stuff. So that's been stressful. It's also been kind of like hard emotionally. I think parting ways with things that I love. I'm not the most sentimental person. I don't really get attached to things, but certain things I just love. And it's like, oh, I love that piece. I don't want to get rid of it. Like my antique dresser that's in my study. I'm also having to find tenants for our house. And so it sucks because we live in a nicer house. It's not really your typical rental property. And so I want to be very picky and I want to be careful with who I place in here. And so one of the things that came up yesterday, and one of the reasons why I'm feeling so down, is because I realized people are not honest. Not everyone's honest like me. So there was a tenant that I found, or she found me. Her real estate agent contacted me like, hey, my tenant wants to come check out your house, blah, blah, blah. She came and she toured the house and she seemed like a nice person. She had 2 kids and they wanted to be in the Troy school district. So I felt really bad for her. So I wanted to give her the house because I'm like, I understand how that feels. And, I want her kids to go to a good school. And the school year already started. So that tenant was like, please, you got to let me know ASAP. School already started. I want to enroll my kids, blah, blah, blah. Like putting a lot of pressure on me. But I was like, you know what? I get it. Okay, you can have the house. So last night when I was typing up the lease agreement, I don't know, had a weird feeling in you guys. And something about me is I always go with my gut feeling. Like, I am a firm believer of listening to your gut. Like, you know when something's wrong or when the energy just isn't right. And so something told me to check her W-2 again. When I had initially gotten the W-2, I just pulled it up and I checked it. It looked good, but then something told me to just really look. And lately I've been watching Manifest, so it was like my little calling. So I decided to zoom in to her W-2. And guess what? This lady fucking made up this whole W-2. I think it was someone else's W-2. And she just pasted her name, her address, and her social security on that form. And when you zoom in, you can see that she pasted that information on top of whatever else was there. And some of it wasn't even fitting in the box. Like, if you guys know how a W-2 form looks, there's boxes of information. Like, in one area was her social security number and it was slanted and wasn't even fitting in the box. So I was like, well, what the hell? But anyways, that was a big step back for me. And emotionally, that was just really hard to deal with because I'm dealing with a lot already. And I'm dealing with it all by myself because he is, again, he's not here. I'm having to do it all. So it's just like the burden. I really feel it on my shoulders. So this really set me back because now I'm like, A, what the hell? I was this close to being screwed. B, now I'm back to square one. I have to find a good tenant. And it's just like emotionally draining. So that's just like a little glimpse and a little, I guess, a little way for you guys to understand what's going on. But at the end of the day, I realized, I can't let this get me down. I can't let it paralyze me. Because with this move, what's been happening is I've been so stressed over everything, over dealing with, figuring everything out, that I just become paralyzed and I can't get shit done because I'm so stressed and overwhelmed. Oh, and the other thing that's stressing me out is we have a camper and I want to take that to California, but with our current Jeep, it's fine to pull it in Michigan. We have flat terrains. We don't have hills or mountains. But if I take it to California, I have to drive through Utah, drive through Colorado, and even California is hilly. So my Jeep's not going to do well. So, I'm also having to sell my car. And now I'm looking to buy a new car. And then just figuring out how am I going to move, take the camper over to California. So just a lot of logistics and moving pieces that I have to figure out. But anyways, so all morning I was feeling really down. I haven't been able to get work done. And I told myself, there's no point in trying to sit down and do more of this, moving, tenant searching work if it's just if it's getting me down and I'm not productive. So I decided for the rest of the evening, I'm going to just take it off and just do everything that's non-moving related. So I'm going to just work on peacefully stuff. I did a little bit of meditation earlier, a little bit of yoga. I feel much better. And then I sat down just to really think about everything and count my blessings, because there's always a blessing in every situation, and I always look for the silver lining. And I realized that the silver lining in this situation is, A, I'm so grateful for my gut feeling. I'm so grateful that my gut told me something was wrong. I'm so grateful that I explored that feeling and I discovered that her paycheck and her W-2 was fraudulent. I'm so grateful to be able to move. A lot of people, they can't do that. And I'm just so blessed and grateful that I'm able to, because this is something I've been dreaming of and hoping of. I'm grateful that, I have a camper. I know right now the camper seems like it's a burden and I'm just a little overwhelmed with how I'm going to move it, but I'm still so grateful that I have the camper, and a lot of people don't. I'm also super grateful for my husband, that's super supportive. I know his busy with work right now and he can't help me as much as he would love to. But at the end of the day, he's the best husband ever. And I'm just so grateful for his support. And I know how much he believes in me. He's always like, oh my God, you're a superstar. Yesterday when I was talking to him on the phone, he was like, man, I don't think any guy can ever get away with anything with you. I don't think, any guy could ever cheat on you or anything, because you're going to find out within a day or two because of your gut feeling. So we were just joking about that. But yeah, I'm just so grateful for the wonderful marriage I have, the supportive husband that I have, because I know a lot of people in my life, they don't have a supportive partner like I do. So at the end of the day, I realized I'm so blessed and grateful. And yeah, I'm having hiccups and some roadblocks, but it's okay. I'm going to be patient. Even if it takes a little longer to find the perfect tenant to rent out my beautiful home, I know it will happen. I can't rush the process. I just got to go with it. And, that's always been my belief with finding tenants, like with my property in Hamtramck. I was looking for a tenant for 2 months until I finally found one that, I felt good about. But I told myself, like, it's worth waiting 2 months to find a good tenant than hurrying and putting anyone in my house, because they could do like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of damage. So it's okay if I like miss out on 1 or 2 months rent. It's much better to put a good tenant in there. So it's just like I'm reminding myself of all of the things that I already know, but just reminding myself to cheer me up. But anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys, and I wanted to turn this video into a positive video to show you guys that, yeah, I struggle, but I always try to find the positivity in everything. So if you guys are struggling right now, just look for the positivity. I know it's so hard when you're like feeling down, but look for the positivity. And if something's keeping you down, give yourself a break. Like, go take the day off. Go take a few days off. Like, do something that makes you feel better. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do something that makes me feel better. And then when I'm recharged, re-energized, my energy level is higher, my vibration is higher, then I'm going to sit down and really find the best tenant in the world and pack and get everything else sorted. So, yep, that's a little bit about what's going on today. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to share with you guys. Oh, the other thing I wanted to share before I close this video, the other positivity in all of this is that before I couldn't imagine doing a big like Asia trip or Europe trip or going on vacation overseas for a long time because of my cats. Like, I can go away for 5 days or a week and they're okay. I'll have someone check in on them, but going away for a month or two isn't okay. But anyways, with this whole situation and what's going on, the other positivity is now that he is getting his temporary apartment today. I'm so excited to see the pictures. He can stay back and watch the cats because he needs to work anyway. So he'll just take care of the cats and I will have the opportunity to travel. So that's the other positive thing. And I just can't wait to get this whole move situated because then I can plan my travel. I was initially thinking of going to Europe for a whole month, but with the COVID situation, it's just so strict and it seems like a headache. So I'm thinking of just going to Asia for like a month or two and backpack through Asia. So that's the other exciting positive thing. Like, yeah, it sucks that I can't be with Sahib and his traveling so much and working so much, but the cool positive thing about this whole situation is that it gives me the opportunity to do a long overseas travel that I would not have been able to do. Because prior to this, in my head, I was like, shit, I'm limited to America. I'm only going to be able to do like road trips around the country. I'll get the cats used to being in the camper, blah, blah, blah. And I'll save all of the international, Asia and Europe trips for honestly after they die. I know that sounds so morbid, but hey, that's the truth. Cats usually don't outlive their owners. But anyway, so that's the other positivity, but I think I shared everything with you guys.